Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Weeb Warriors podcast, episode 9. Today we are going to discuss things to do in Harajuku, Tokyo, Japan.
Alright,
Would
David
anybody
Attenborough.
care to start?
That was great.
Yeah, so welcome back. We hath returned, and as James mentioned, or as Jimmy mentioned, we're going to be talking about Harajuku. So basically, Harajuku is it's a kind of smallish town, isn't it? Really, not very large, but it's basically like the fashion district of Tokyo, essentially. Yeah, so all like the street clothing or like the streetwear stuff, you can get it there.
It's where all the cool kids hang up.
Great place for people watching as well, if you want to just see the fashions of Japan.
Yeah.
If you're anyone who is anyone in Tokyo, then that's where you're going.
You hang out at Harajuku.
It's true. It's where I'd be.
Cool.
But we're here to tell you it's not just fashion. There's other stuff there. So
Let's start with fashion.
Yeah, well, we'll get on to the other stuff, but we'll tell you about the main thing, which is fashion. So does anyone want to start us off with this? Or
Well, the first thing I wrote about is Takeshita Street. Right?
Yeah.
Takeshita.
Yeah.
Takeshita.
That one.
Shita together is
Shita.
pronounced shita. So it's Takeshita.
Takeshita. Got it.
You're learning language as well on this podcast.
Yep.
Go on then, Morgan.
So yeah, go on,
So-
take the floor.
So, Takeshita Street is like the main hub of Harajuku, because when someone says the word Harajuku, my brain immediately goes to that street, which is just like a long road with shops everywhere. And most of them are fashion shops, right? That's why it's like the
Yeah,
fashion hub.
Yeah.
yeah. Most of them like have some sort of streetwear or something, and they have like the little stands outside to show you what they've got.
They're all like independent fashionistas.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, if you want to support businesses.
they're not going to be like brands you've heard of, but they are going to be like, it's where all the cool kids buy their clothes, basically.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
like all the different fashion styles they could think of, like
Mm.
all the Lolita
There's a
stuff
mix
and
of
like the
everything, so
gothic
you'll find
stuff and
something.
traditional things.
Sort
and,
of hype beast stuff as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like my favorite shop, there's a shop there called Wooden Doll, and that's that. Like I always buy something from there every year because it's like my kind of style of fashion. But yeah, like you'll find anything there if you're into like Asian fashion. It's the place to be.
Definitely worth checking out.
And it's not even just clothes; it's jewelry as well. Like I think if I got it on at the moment, I got this from there, which is something I've always
Nice.
wanted to get as like just a bar necklace. James got a bunch of rings there he's showing you. Actually, don't know
didn't
where
get
his
it,
square is on the video. It's somewhere. But yeah, you can get all sorts of like jewelry, accessories, clothes, shoes, whatever. You can get a bunch of stuff there.
I think clothes for dogs as well, because I swear I saw a shop that
Yeah,
did like
there was,
dog clothes. So
Mm.
want to get a cute little outfit for your pet.
It's also
Yeah, if you want your dog to be the coolest dog in the block, yeah.
for whatever reason, it became like the traditional like day to go on was a Sunday. So like everyone goes on Sunday. Some of the shops only open on a Sunday. So if you're going particularly for like fashion reasons because you want to buy stuff, then you're gonna have to go on a Sunday just to make sure you get to see everything open.
Full experience.
And but it is rammed full of people. But that's also kind of part of the experience of
Yeah. Just be
Harajuku
prepared
as well.
for
So
crowds, and if you go
Yeah.
with people, stick together.
Or have like some sort of Marco Polo-esque word where you can just shout it and they'll respond. I would suggest everybody say "wayo" and then your friends
Wayo.
respond. There you go. That would be my recommendation, but you can set up whatever word you want. But yeah, it
Get
is
creative.
crowded.
I think Japanese
Which
kids
is-
play Marco Polo, so probably don't use that one because
Yeah, don't use
About 70
Marco
people at
Polo.
once. Polo!
Yeah, it's just the whole street responds to you. Yeah, so it's probably a good thing that there's a lot of people there because it definitely slows down your walking, which means you can see a lot more of the shops.
Yeah, true.
But it's also, as Morgan said, it's good for people watching.
Yeah,
And you get to
Which-
actually see some of the Japanese kids out in the Japanese fashion as well.
Trying to
Yeah,
be the cool
kinda.
kids. You can
Nice.
pick up and make notes of how to be cool.
Also,
Yeah.
like even though I just said then we go on a Sunday, there was one day where me and Jake went back in like the evening.
Mm.
It was much quieter, and obviously a lot of the stores were closed, but it was like a total different vibe. Like, and
Yeah, it was
I felt like
relaxed and like
yeah.
chill, wasn't it?
I felt like culturally different as well. Like it seemed to be different style of people out. It was like
Yeah.
because there are a lot of gothic shops there as well. It's not just all like kawaii fashion and Lolita stuff. And I felt like the darker kids were out of the evening.
Anyone who wants
The
to avoid crowds
vampires.
as well. Yeah.
And there's not
The
just independent shops, like just round the corner from there, or well, just on the end of there is like the typical stuff. Like there's a New Balance shop, and I think there's a H&M and shit like that there. So if you want to just see like the Japanese versions of those stores, then you can go and see them as well.
Yep. And before we move off to Takeshita Street, there is also. I know we normally do a section later on when we talk about places to eat and stuff, so I'll just quickly brush over it for now. But there's a bunch of themed cafes there. Like we went to the
Yep.
Shiba Inu Cafe, which I think
There's
we
an owl
mentioned
cafe
on
right next to it.
on an episode already. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have an owl cafe. There's cat cafes.
Pig.
And there's
Oh.
also a bunch of just street food vendors as well along the street.
Yep.
Crepes were pretty big, if I remember. Crepes,
Yeah.
and you could get. There was also like little 7-Elevens that sold all the mad different Kit Kats as well.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. Is if you go down, check out some of the like, what are they called? Like I wouldn't call, they're like their equivalent of news agents, but they had like a bunch of like different flavor Kit. Like they all had a whole section in one shop which was just dedicated to different Kit Kat flavors. It was great
Why don't we have that?
because we're stupid.
We suck.
Mm. But yeah, there's just to quickly cover up that one place has four different, I guess, themed cafes because there was the Shiba Inu, which we mentioned. There's the Owl Cafe in the same spot, a Pig Cafe in the same spot, and I think there's also a Hedgehog Cafe there as well. So that's 4 different type of animals that you can go and
Go see some cute animals
eat with, I guess.
while you have a drink.
There was also some cosplay shops there as well.
Oh yeah.
In cosplay.
Including one which was only female, which me and James had to wait
Yeah.
outside.
Not the
because we
not the
couldn't,
only
you know.
store that is only female in there as well. A
No.
lot of the Lolita fashion stores
Oh,
are
yeah.
female only as well. So if you male and you go and be prepared to get turned away from a bunch
Yeah.
of stores. Don't
Be
be going
prepared
in
to
trying
wait
to look
outside.
at the Lolita girls because you're not allowed.
Yeah, you little perv. You little fucking pervert. Stay outside.
I
I've just
went in like
insulted, like all of our audience.
the first time I went in one of the goth stores. Like unbeknownst to me, it was female only, and the guy, who I mean, ironically, it was a guy that worked there, went mental at me.
You
And
should
he
just
was
put on a
going,
high-pitched voice.
only female. And at the time I thought he was saying like he only sells clothes for females, and I was like, that's okay, I'm just looking. Like, but and he was going mental.
Oh god.
Like I was like,
The
I'm not gonna
worst
buy any of
response.
it. I'm just looking.
The worst response. It's okay. I'm just looking at them.
Oh god.
But the thing is, like, if I wanted to buy something for a girl, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed. How am I meant to get
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. I guess that's just the culture over there. Is they don't typically do that. Then
I guess
that's
so.
why they
no.
can't. Yeah, you can't do that for them there.
I think maybe because it is such big crowds as well. Sometimes, like, just to be on the safe side, they might do that.
Yeah, I mean, Japan's
Yeah.
kind of known for its pervy, kind of
Mm,
seedy nature. So
yeah. Unfortunately.
it's probably just for the safety of the girls, I guess.
So be safe in Japan when
Yep.
you go.
Get on those women-only trains if you are a woman on your own.
Or just a group of women that don't feel comfortable being around, Japanese population. For whatever, we don't even know the reason, but for whatever reason. Anyway, swiftly moving on.
One
Um,
other thing I noted in
Takeshita.
Takeshita Street, yeah, it's a thing called Purikura, which is print club, which is like a Japanese photo booth where you can get like stickers.
Oh
and,
yeah, I've read about
Yeah.
filters and things, and one of the best ones is in Takeshita Street. God. I'm getting used
Yeah,
to
so
it. But yeah,
So
one of the
they're-
best ones is in. That's
Yeah, they're big on their photo booths, aren't they? As we've explained from previous
Huge.
episodes with like arcades and stuff. And apparently that's one of the best ones because you can get all sorts of built-in filters and stuff, and just make some memories.
And speaking of
Yeah.
photos, a lot of the shops also are no photographs because they're all a lot of them like independent fashionistas where their clothes are like
Oh,
made
yeah.
specifically for that store. They don't want people copying them, so you
Copying the
can't
idea.
go in and just like take photos. Buy it or get out.
Ironically enough, there is a few shops that do copy some typical mainline brands though. I won't snitch on where, but there is a few shops that have good quality, but still rip-offs
Like
of
Off-White
like
and stuff,
Off-White
yeah.
and Antisocial Social Club. Wherever their squares are, these two got stuff from there, and they're actually alright quality.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so you can either get a brand new line, independent line, a copy of something that's well known, or just whatever you're used to with, made clothing lines, but the Japanese version. So there's something for everyone who likes a bit of fashion,
Yeah,
who just like
definitely.
wearing clothes. If you like wearing clothes, go there.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Which
It
I
is
hope-
if you just like wearing clothes, it is a bit expensive.
Not everywhere is though.
If you just like,
Yeah.
if you just used to
There's
shopping
no
at George.
Primarks. There's no Primarks or anything like that there. But try something new.
Even if you don't buy anything, just go for a browse. It's worth it.
Yeah, or go
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
street food.
chances are, if you
or-
don't really care about clothes, then you at least somewhat care about like jewelry and shit. So, still
Go
go.
see some cute animals.
and also the pigs.
Hey, pigs are cute.
Pigs are adorable. David
Um,
Attenborough, fucking.
So, just outside of Takashita Street,
Oh, actually, let
There
me
is.
mention, if you want to find it, just in case you don't know where it is, you come out of Harajuku Station, cross over the road, and then you go left, and just keep going left, and eventually you'll come across an archway that says Takeshita Street on it, and that is the street, obviously.
that's not the street.
That is the street. Don't be
That's
misled
not the
by
street.
Jake.
If they managed to get misled by that, then I'd really consider for their IQ.
Some people, like, do you remember last time we were there, there was like an American outside, like with their son,
Oh,
and they were
yeah,
laughing
yeah.
at the sign, being like, what's it say, what's it say? Because it looks like it says take a shit. But, like,
Yeah.
come on. You're bigger than that.
Yeah. Be smarter. Yeah, so as I was going to mention before, James very rudely interrupted me.
No, see, I'm telling them where to go. I'm giving them the facts.
Shame.
I'll tell you, you were to go.
This is what they need
Just
to know.
outside of that street, there is a Line Friends store, and it's quite a big one at that. So if you're a fan, you can go and see the
Yeah.
giant fuck off models of the characters, and on the top floor there's a small little museum for the BT21 stuff, including some of the drawings. I think are they the originals?
They are the
original
originals,
drawings? Yeah.
I didn't
The
know
original
at the
drawings
time,
of the characters.
but when I got home, I researched it, and they are like, if
Oh,
you're a
it's
fan
sick.
of,
Fuck photos of
if
them.
you're a fan of BTS, you might have seen the recordings they did of when they were designing the characters, and they all had like little sketchbooks, and they drew for the first time like what they wanted it to look like. And then obviously an artist took it and made that into an actual thing. But those drawings, for whatever reason, are in the Line store in Harajuku, not in Korea, but they're in Japan, and they are the
That's
original
sick.
ones. So like, if you're a BTS fan, definitely want to go and check them out.
And they
Mhm.
have like mannequins of some of the
With the
outfits they wore on
heads.
tour and stuff with the heads of the characters on yet. And it's actually pretty interesting because some of them have looked exactly like how they've looked when initially drawn, and some of them have been entirely changed.
Mm.
There was one which I can't remember which character it was meant to be, but he drew them ripped as fuck. He was huge, and then he just condensed them into a small little
Yeah.
cute character, kawaii character.
Yeah.
But it was funny, and I think they have some of the like fashion stuff in there as well. Like I think they have like, what's the American?
They
Is
had
it
all
fanny
kinds.
fanny packs and bum mags, whichever one you prefer to call it. They had some of them there for some of the characters and stuff like that. So if you're a fan, definitely check it out.
Mhm.
And they had some sweets and stuff. We ate some of the
There's
characters
so
as
much
cookies.
merch. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and some of it's like exclusive to that store as well. So
I find that most of the Lion Friends stores do that like around the world. So there'll be like some exclusive stuff in one shop, but then other exclusives in a different shop, and it's just like, I guess it's trying to convince you to go to each one and try and collect all the shit in it. But you know,
Traveling.
if you're a fan,
Yeah.
why not?
It was like 3 floors as well, so there's a lot of stuff in there.
I think it was well,
definitely.
it was 3 of the BTS stuff, and then there was 1 of the main Line Friends brand, wasn't there?
Yeah, but you know, name me one Line Friends character that isn't from BT21.
I don't know the name, but there's a duck. I know there's a
Ducky.
duck in there. It probably is Ducky, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably.
Also, pretty popular. There was like a line around the building. We got there fairly early. Like we got there before it opened,
Yeah,
so
got
like
in.
we were alright. But it opens at 11 a.m. So you want to make sure that you get there at the right time. 11 a.m. on a
Yeah.
Sunday, that is. As with everything in Harajuku, it opens on a Sunday.
And you know, if you wanna take some friends with you and wait in the line, then you'll be the Line Friends waiting to go in the Line Friends store.
Nice.
So that'll be pretty cool. Anyway,
Yeah. Also, on that note, most places in Harajuku open at 11. That's like the time for whatever. Probably because you know it's for cool kids and they need a little bit
cool
of a
kids
line.
don't wake up early.
The business has got
Yeah.
to get open, so 11 a.m. It's like, all right, you're pushing it a little bit here, lads. Get out. But 11 a.m. Get there for 11.
Which I feel like is a way.
Or a bit before.
You know, if you can't get there for 11, what are you doing in your life?
Sleeping. People go to sleep.
Not till 11, but anyway. Anyone else have anything they want to contribute to that area in general?
I'm not sure where it is, but there's a place called the Moshi Moshi Box, which is like a visitor
Oh
center.
yeah, yeah.
And it's good for like, you can exchange currency there, you can get maps and things, so it's good for if you are a tourist. Checking that out. I don't know where it is though, so just.
Here's a bit of a Japanese lesson for you. Moshi moshi means hello in Japanese.
Mosh.
But it's the kind of like casual hello what you would say, like if you picked up the phone. You know, like you pick
Informal.
up the phone and you're like, hello. They'll pick up the phone and be like, moshi moshi. 'Cause it's informal,
Yeah.
but it's not like, you wouldn't say it to your mates, but it's not like totally formal that you'd say to like a
meeting.
businessman or yeah.
Like a family friend.
So it's like the in
I
between.
guess.
Mm. Another interesting fact is that box is actually linked to another thing that I've got written down, which is apparently the Kawaii
Ooh.
Monster Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was designed by the same guy who made the Kawaii Monster Cafe.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
So I guess that's probably a good segue to talk about the Monster Cafe. I don't know how you'd explain it. It's just a weird themed, like, is it a
Bizarre and
restaurant?
colourful.
It's called
It's-
cafe, but it's really more like a restaurant from what I could see.
Yeah, like
Most actually on that point, just in general, most of the cafes are more
Restaurants
like-
anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so it's basically just a restaurant, but it's all like, it's like if you gave a child LSD and asked them to design a
don't
cafe.
do that,
How
by
do
the
you know?
way.
How
Don't
you
do
know
it,
that's
don't do it, but, you know,
Oh,
listen,
God.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But anyway,
FishStakes does not condone giving LSD to children.
I don't think anyone condones that, Morgan.
I'm just making sure.
But it is, that's what it's like. It's designed like that. It's just the giant, colourful burst of imagination designed in a restaurant. All the clothing, all the foods madly
Bizarre.
coloured, bizarre shaped, everything just is weird about it.
I think the staff are always dressed up in like crazy outfits as well, so it's cool
Yeah.
to see them and get pictures, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're not, like, there's no law or, like, fan base for it, but it's just a cool thing to go and see.
It is
isn't
very popular. So like I think it's what's the word? Encouraged to like book before, so you've got a seat and
Yeah,
everything. And they just email you your ticket, so
yeah.
make sure you do that.
Yeah, so as I say, it's not like a part of, like, it's not like it's got an established fan base, it's just, like, a cool little random gem that you can go and see
Yep.
and experience.
Mhm.
So,
Also,
Do it.
if you are into fashion, but you're not interested in the independent little fashionistas on Takeshita Street, at the end, on the right is the Line store at the end of the street. On the left, if you keep going down, there's two, like big shopping complexes. One's called La Forêt and the other's called Tokyo Plaza.
yeah.
Lafayette is more for like the younger, like teenagers. It's full of like different like designer outlets and stuff, but it's mostly focused on like a younger generation. And then Togo Plaza is like the same thing, but for like young adults. So like
Yeah.
like late 20s, 30s.
One thing,
About that,
cool thing about Tokyo. Oh, go on.
I think we're about to mention the same thing. Something
Probably,
about that
yeah.
plaza. There's a kaleidoscope entrance on one side, which would be
Yeah.
great for photography. So,
Really cool.
or even just film work. So if you're into that sort of shit, it's like just an open entrance with 2 escalators going up, but the whole building around it has just got a bunch of mirrors in like a weird kaleidoscope pattern.
It's trippy.
Yeah, so if you stand at the top and then look out, it would be a great photo.
There is also an outdoor terrace on the 6th floor, which looks out over Harajuku as well. So it's a really cool place to get pictures, to see the city and stuff.
Yeah, and that's free as well. Don't have to pay to like go up on there. Both of them, Lafayette and Tokyo Plaza, both open at 11 a.m. again. So that's just
Not
like
for
the
the cool
time in
kids.
general. But yeah, just remember, don't go at like, don't get there for like 8 because nothing will be open.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so that's there's another shopping thing I've got on here, but it's a slightly different vibe. Now I think from what I researched, it sells pretty much everything, but it's like their equivalent to like a Poundland. It's called
Oh, yeah.
Daiso. It's like 100 yen shop, which is like either a dollar or a pound, wherever you're from. But it's like that sort of price. It does like little practical joke things, and it does like it's just like Poundland essentially, or like a dollar store, but over there. So
I
if
believe
you're
the
just, like,
Harajuku
looking
one's the
for-
biggest one as well, isn't it?
I think so.
Or one of the biggest. I can't remember. Yeah.
It was the only place
check
that
that
I've researched where it mentioned that as a specific point, so I'd imagine so.
Yeah. So check that out and spend some hundreds
Mm.
yen.
Did they sell Kit Kats in there?
Probably. It looked like they sold a lot of different stuff.
Mm.
So I'd imagine, yeah, they probably would sell different Kit Kats,
Little trinkets.
little
Probably
sweets
worth
and stuff, yeah.
checking,
Yeah. And plus, if you get anything from there, it's 100 yen. Just nothing.
Yeah. Cheap as chips.
Probably cheaper than chips, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, how cheap are chips?
Depends where you get the chips from.
100 yen's pretty cheap.
Alright, so that's me done for like the shop and stuff. I've got other bits, but does anyone else have any
What, shopping related stuff?
shopping?
I've got
Yeah,
one
I
like
do, yeah.
tourist attraction. But...
So,
Cool.
if you are into like your figures and like that kind of thing, you might be thinking that Akihabara is the place to go, which 100% absolutely is. But there is a shop in Harajuku called Toy Sapiens, and if you specifically are interested in pop vinyls, you might already know that Japan has, well, Asia has. There's a bunch of Asian exclusive pop vinyls that you obviously can only get in Asia. There's a toy store called Toy Sapiens, as I just said, in Harajuku, and it has probably the biggest selection of pop vinyls anywhere in Japan. So if you're looking specifically for those Asian exclusives, check out that place, because as I said, it's full of like, it sells all sorts of nerdy stuff, but like it's got a massive, like, huge section full of pop
That's
vinyls.
the main attraction thing
yeah,
for
so,
that
like,
place, yeah.
That's probably the best place to go if you're trying to find some of them exclusives. Like, I remember there was like a Thor one with like his eyes lit up and stuff,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and it was like Asian exclusive. Craig wanted me to get one. That's how I know about it, because Craig was like, keep an eye out for these exclusives. So I had to do some research on where sold pop vinyls in Japan, and that place was like the best one. So
Yeah,
shout-
I know there's a
shout out
few,
to Craig.
there's a few that I've seen but not owned, unfortunately, but there's a few like Dragon Ball ones where it's like, I think they originally made, I think it was for the Resurrection F film for Dragon Ball, they made like a glow-in-the-dark Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, but it was only released in Asia, I think. Which, had I known about that place at the time, I would have absolutely gone to check, because I've got like a Dragon Ball Pop Funko collection.
Well, when COVID ends, when we go back to Japan, we can pay it a visit. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it was closed. I think we did go.
Did we?
Yeah, because I think it was under renovation, and
Oh,
it
right.
reopened after we left, and we were like, F. Because Craig again wanted me to go and see what they had, and it was impossible because it wasn't going to be open until after we'd gone home.
Ah, right, okay.
So if you go, let us know how
Fair
it is.
enough. Yeah, if you go, granted, I don't know how you'd go at the moment before us, but if you go,
Yeah,
let us
oh,
know
yeah.
how it goes.
I mean, they might be there. What if
If you're stuck there,
what if a
chances
Tokyo
are-
national is like, I wonder what I could do in Harajuku.
I'll watch this English podcast to find out. Oh Christ! And we're there saying you're a fucking pervert to the camera and everything.
Oh god.
These are a nice
Yeah,
bunch.
When in Rome.
When in Rome. Oh, great. Yeah, so that's worth checking out because I am one of those people that is a fan of Funkos, especially a certain line. I like to collect a bunch of them. And unfortunately, some of the exclusives are a pain in the ass to get. There's only about 2 shops around by us that you can get them from, and not all of them will have the exclusives or will even bother getting the exclusives.
Yeah.
So,
Well, when they do, they get like 6 and they get sold immediately.
yeah. Because people reserve them for whatever reason.
There
It's
is
a thing.
There's another place, shopping wise, that I want to mention, which we went to, and it's called B-Side Label, and it's an art store. I believe it is the only store for B-Side Label in all of Japan, and it's a bunch of like independent artists that sell their stuff through this like tagline B-Side Label, and they sell like t-shirts, stickers, accessories, posters and stuff like that. I got a poster. I think Morgan got a bunch of stickers, or did you both get stickers? But yeah, it's just like, it's independent like illustrators, just like, so if you're looking for like unique stuff or gifts as well for people, like they'd make good gifts, or just like if you want
anime
like
stickers as well.
cool like unique t-shirts or posters or little key rings and that kind of thing, like. And
you'll probably find some of the stuff about in other shops, but I guess this is probably the main one they'd go through.
Yeah, and you're supporting like local artists as well.
Yep.
By buying there. That opens at 12 p.m. So that's for the even cooler kids that are sleeping in past 11. Which is not Jake, because he's like, "What are you doing with your life if you're not awake at 11?" So.
I say this, but I can guarantee you that there'll be days where I sleep until 2 p.m.
If you're cooler than
that,
Jake, then get yourself down to B-Side Label.
That's not hard to do.
And also, check out B-Side Label on Instagram right now if you want to see the kind of stuff that they do.
Do you know what their at is? Just B-Side Label.
Probably.
Google it. B-Side Label. Instagram.
Probably should have checked before we started talking about it, but
I mean, you'd have faith that the viewers of this would be able to Google what is B-Side Label's Instagram.
it is. Interestingly, it's at B-Side Label 5892.
B-Side Label 5891 and beyond were taken before that one, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, it probably means something to them, but
probably
that's
the
what
date
it
of
is.
creation.
That's what it is. B-Side Label 5892. So go and check them out.
Indeed. Alright, so I'll take the honours in moving us on.
Take the honor.
To a more
moving us on.
touristy, to a more touristy location, the Meiji Jingu Shrine, which is kind of, I think it's based in Yoyogi Park, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think we have mentioned it on a previous podcast.
We have.
Yeah, it's basically you can enter in one side from Shinjuku and enter in the other side from Harajuku. They're that close.
Both massive gates.
Also,
yeah, both giant torii gates.
Yeah, so you come out of Harajuku Station, on your left is Takeshita Street, on the right is Yoyogi Park.
You won't be able to miss it. But it's free to enter. It's just a cool shrine, temple type.
Popular destination
atmosphere.
as well, so.
Although you can pay an extra 500 yen to enter the inner garden and the treasure house. Which I haven't seen pictures of, but it sounds bloody cool.
Yes.
So.
Let me see what I've read on the shrine.
Yeah, I've never done
I'd
that.
recommend
Yes,
it.
it's like
I've been
surrounded
twice,
by
but
like
I've
a forest as well. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I've never been to this treasure house. I've been to the shrine twice, but I've never been in the treasure house. what was I gonna say? Oh, it's also it's like a history of sake. Like if you as you're walking through the gates towards the shrine, if you bother to read the signs as you go along, it teaches you about like the sake brewing and all that kind of thing. And there's big like
That's cool.
barrels of sake to like show you what they look like in like the brewing stages and stuff like that. So
Is that not because it was like it's a whole shrine dedicated to the first emperor?
yeah,
And I think he was. I don't know what relation it is, whether or not he authorized the production of sake or whatever, but I think there's some sort of relation between him and sake.
you'll find out if you educate yourself.
There you go.
Read the shrine. It's in English as well, it's in Japanese and in English underneath, so you can just go there and learn yourself something.
Read away.
It's also
Yeah,
a
fun
park
fact
that
about-
as well. If it, oh, you still got stuff to say on it. Go.
Well, yeah, it was just in regards to it being a park. Is apparently
Oh, yeah.
fun fact. It has 100,000 trees in it,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly.
Insane.
It's a lot of trees.
So stay tuned for the next episode of Tree Watch with new
I
host
assume
Jake
it's... Yeah.
and producer, wherever he is, Mr. James McLarney.
I'd say it's best to
there.
go in like spring, summertime as well, because the gardens are meant to be gorgeous around that time of year, like when they're all blooming and stuff.
Well, I'd tell you this as well because I've been in April, which is also Golden Week when the cherry blossoms bloom. Does have cherry blossom trees there, but here's the other cool thing that Yoyogi Park has. It has a food festival every Sunday for like it's like proper street food, like the noodles. The best noodles I've ever had were in Yoyogi Park during the food festival. Amazing.
You've told me about that
Nice.
before, actually. I remember
so
you
good.
telling me
Like
that.
my biggest disappointment was because we went in October and the food festival wasn't on.
Couldn't do it.
So because they were so good. If you're going around Golden Week, get yourself to Yogi Park and try them noodles. Amazing. There was also like some car festival going on as well, like a bunch of different Japanese like cars and stuff, like
So it must just be a park where they
Toyota and
specifically
Suzuki and stuff
do
like that.
events and stuff
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Which I guess
Which
if
is
you're into
pretty cool.
cars, check that out as well. Or
Yeah.
food, because damn, those are some good nudes.
Yeah, best nudes of your life.
100%.
There you go. You're there first.
100% hottest,
That's-
bestest nudes.
That's a quote that I'm definitely gonna save for after this. Yeah. So that is, if you didn't catch it at the beginning, it's the Meiji Jingu Shrine. As James mentioned, it is as soon as you come out of Harajuku Station, it is to the right. And there is a giant torii gate, marking the entrance.
Yeah. Real quick as well, while you're there, you can make offerings in a main hall in the shrine as well, and write hopes on an.
Yeah,
emma,
that's
I
those
think
little
it's
tags, isn't it,
pronounced?
that you hang
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like wishes, hopes, things that you want to.
Dreams,
Manifest it.
aspirations. Also, if you like Pokemon Go, it's a good little spot for Pokemon going.
Yeah.
I feel like we could mention that for every single thing we've got
Write
on
your wishes
every
and then
single
catch some
week.
Pokemon.
Yeah. If you're into Pokemon, we should just make that the tagline of every episode. Is like, also, if you like Pokemon Go, this is a good
We
spot
can
for it.
re-release all of these episodes under like Pokemon Go
The
in
Pokemon
Japan.
Go episode. Yeah. So if you like Pokemon Go, go to Japan.
Yeah.
Literally anywhere in Japan. Even the airports are bloody good for it.
Yeah.
It's true.
So yeah, Meiji Jingu Shrine, free to enter, but you have to pay an extra 500 yen, which is about £5, £6, something like that, to enter the inner garden and the treasure house.
Oh, there's another thing as well. I've just remembered. It's also a wedding venue. So if you're lucky enough,
Ooh, that'd be good.
you might see
Yeah.
a traditional Japanese wedding going on in like the
Oh, that'd
kimonos
be
and stuff.
stunning.
And from what I've read, apparently it is generally accepted for people to take photos of it. So if you see it going on and you think that's awesome, I
Aw.
want a photo, feel free, because generally people accept that people will be taking photos of it. It's rare to see a traditional Japanese wedding. It looks awesome, so go make some memories, take some photos.
Make some memories out of someone else's memories.
Steal those memories.
Steal them. Alright, does anyone else have anything?
I had one more thing to mention on the food side. Like the big trend of rainbow food. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
Started in Korea and spread worldwide. So there's a place in Harajuku. I'm not sure again where in Harajuku, It's called Le Shiner, and they're famous for their rainbow grilled cheese, which I have seen all over Instagram of people like pulling it apart, and it's just rainbow cheese.
Yeah.
So definitely have a look at that.
I don't think it's just cheese, isn't it? All the stuff that they do in like a rainbow
Oh
colour
yeah, they
as
do.
well.
Well, they have like unicorn ice cream. They have drinks served in light bulbs, all kinds of wacky stuff. But it's worth checking out. But it is popular, so be prepared for queues and stuff. You do go.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember seeing that while we were there and seeing it on a bunch of stuff as well before and after. Like just here at home, I didn't realize it was a thing from Japan, from the place we specifically went to, but it seems to be a trend that's catched on to a bunch of places.
But yeah, go check.
Don't know how it would
Le
taste, but
Shiner.
it'd be interesting.
I imagine
mean,
it tastes like cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
imagine it's
tastes
just
like
cheese with just colouring.
Yeah, it'll just be food
Yeah, it
colouring
will
and
be.
cheese, I guess. But it looks cool.
Weird,
But it
weird
looks
creation
goddamn
to
cool.
come up with.
There's a lot of like weird food. Like most of the food they serve in like May cafes and that is like. Cause do you remember there was a hot dog that just had like a blue bun?
Yeah.
And it's like it's probably
Yeah,
just
popcorn
Right.
and crisps are the same
Food.
trend.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? We had crisps as well that were all different colours or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I don't know how healthy that stuff is, but like they love it over there. They shove food
It's probably
colouring in
just meant
everything.
to look kawaii and like.
Yeah,
part
no,
of the
it
trend,
definitely
innit?
is.
Yeah.
But there's some people like we mentioned it on the May Cafe episode where they're there like every evening. Like if you're eating
Yeah.
that stuff every day, that must be ruining
single
your
day.
insides.
Yeah.
But each to their own, I guess. You got to get that
Yeah.
Mastercard somehow.
Get that gold card buying a bunch of coloured crisps. Yeah. So as I say, I've seen that trend of colouring different foods. Saw it when we were there, but didn't realise at the time that it was essentially created by them. But yeah, would be a cool Instagram photo if you're like that. If you're one of those cool kids
Yep.
that takes pictures of
Instagram
food
your
for
food.
Instagram. Rainbow cheese.
Yeah.
Do I have any more food stuff?
That's all I had.
No, I think that's all my food stuff as well. I wanted to go on to another food point, but I think it's already been made. Yeah, it has. Okay, well, I'll take us on to the another touristy place called the Togo Shrine. It is, again, another shrine. Granted, I didn't actually get too much on this, but I've got a thing up here now. It is in Harajuku. It
That's
looks...
handy. On the Harajuku episode.
It looks like classy. It's like a really classy park, basically. But
Bougie.
it's all, I
Bougie
think
classy
it's quite
or like classical classy?
Savage.
classical, like classy. It's
Ratchet.
very small. No, it's not ratchet at all. It's very small by the looks of it. But it's great. Looks good. There's a bunch of I think there's like a little lake there where you've got like the koi fish. You can feed koi fish there, which if you haven't done, go. They make an interesting noise.
It's entertaining.
It is. You could sit there and watch it for a good while. I know we did.
The fishy.
Yeah, but we were watching it going, this is disgusting.
Yeah, but it's still interesting, wasn't it? It was keeping us entertained enough to keep
They all
watching
just
it.
like pile on top of each other, trying to get food.
Yeah, they all just scrap for the food.
Do you remember
Scrap
that?
for the
There was like one white one, just all white, and it was just
Yeah.
like occasionally you just see
It
it,
was
like
the alpha
leaping.
male.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was bad man thing.
It was like, you bitches, these are all mine. But yeah, it's a cool little lake, a cool little shrine. I think you can do that thing again where you can write the wishes and stuff, or you can just go and offer your like what do you call it, like what would you call it when people just walk up to the shrine and sort of like not pray, but it kind of is pray. Pay respects, I guess, is
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
the
they
closest
respect,
thing.
I'd say.
Pay respects. I don't think that's exclusively a Japanese thing as well.
Well, it's just a religious thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can do it, like, I don't think they, like, shun
think
tourists.
different
for doing
shrines
it
will
or
mean
anything
different
like that.
Oh,
things
you mean
as
it's
well,
not
they
exclusively for Japanese? No, well, it's not. I mean, it's not. If you're a Buddhist, then you're a Buddhist, innit?
Yeah, but they don't like, judge you just because you're a Buddhist
No,
that's
God,
not
no.
Asian. or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're not taking the piss and you're genuinely there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be respectful. That's the thing to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool place. Good photography area again. Bunch of little authentic Japanese huts and stuff that you can go and see.
There's
Pretty cool.
There's another temple as well. There's a place in Harajuku called Omotesando Avenue, and there's a temple there called the Zen Koji Temple, which is another Buddhist temple. It's only very small. I think it is literally just a temple. It's in like a bit more of an urban area, but the actual temple itself is like small, but it's very traditionally designed. It's got 2 little sakura trees either side of it, and then it's just a little temple on its own. Another cool place to go if you want to get like some cool photos and stuff.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
But also, while we're on Omotesando, apparently on August 24th and 25th, there's a thing called the Harajuku Omotesando Super Yosakoi Dance Festival, which is
That's a mouthful.
It's a festival where a bunch of dance teams from all around Japan apparently come to Harajuku and compete to try and like win the top spot.
That is sick.
So, if you're ever there in August, sounds like a thing to go and check out.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if you're a fan of dance.
Yeah, and
I
it's
imagine there'll be
It's a really cool
a
place.
wide range of different dance styles as well.
yeah. I mean, I don't know much about it because we've never been, but if I was there, I'd go and check it out.
Yeah, why not?
Do it.
Yeah, that looks sick. I'm looking at it now. Pictures look awesome.
Have a Google.
It's like a typical temple design. Exactly what you'd imagine Japanese temples to look like.
I think it might have been in some anime, but I'm not 100% on that. So
I can imagine it would be.
don't want to say that it has, but it might have been.
I can imagine it probably has. It looks like it would be. Awesome. I think that's me done.
Me too.
It is. Yeah, that's me done. James, you got anything else?
Well, the only
I
other
can keep
thing...
us going for a little bit longer. I've just done with the points.
Yeah, I've got something to mention. Harajuku Station, right? Here's some stuff. Here's some deets for you. So
Go on.
it was the only remaining traditional train station in Tokyo left.
Okay.
It was like this little wooden, really cool like period looking building, like period Japan looking building. And as I said, it was the only one in Tokyo. It was tiny. Like when you arrived at Harajuku, the place was rammed full. You could barely move, but it was so cool. It had like a little clock on the outside. I'm saying it is actually still there, but they don't use it anymore. So I'm not sure if it's getting demolished. Like they kept it open while they were building the new one. The new one has now been built. It's like some big fancy glass building. Apparently, it's got like a really cool cafe in it now and stuff. It's much bigger. So like it caters for all the tourism through Harajuku better. Right next to it, the old one is still there for now. I don't know whether they're keeping it or whether they're gonna demolish it though. But as of right now, it is still there. But you go through the new one to travel, so you can go and check it out. But I don't know if you can go inside or anything because it doesn't get used anymore. But it's cool to go and see if it is still there when you go.
Yeah, it looks like it is being demolished, unfortunately.
That is a shame.
But yeah,
Damn it.
it's famous for its triangular roof with the weather clock, and it's the oldest wooden train station in Tokyo. Completed in 1924.
Shit.
It was really cool.
Unfortunately, it's the end of an era.
It was always really annoying when you arrived in Harajuku because it was so full of people and you couldn't move. But like once you got outside and turned around and looked at it, you're like, oh, look at this little place.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's like the kind of thing you would see on one of those like Studio Ghibli animes.
Yeah.
But
They should have built the new one and made the new one the main
you know what?
station and then kept the old
Yeah.
one
Use
for
that
like
as
a
a
little
cafe or
like.
something.
I was just about to say,
Like when we were there, they were using it as like a ticket booth basically, and then the rest of it was in the new station.
I think we discussed this when we found out that like
Yeah, it's ringing a bell.
they were changing it. We were like, you can turn that into like a cafe or something. Like
Yeah,
why
keep it
demolish
there
that
for
building?
something.
It's such a cool looking building as well. It's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just having a look at the new one now. It's just all glass, but the old one just looks way more vintage, way more like authentic,
Yeah, sad times.
and in my opinion, better. Even though it's all
I mean, it wasn't very productive because, as we said,
Yeah.
Harajuku was very
Tiny.
busy, and it was tiny. It had literally one line, so everyone was getting off, and on that same
yeah.
line, it was just jamming full of people.
Sad. Yeah, should have kept it. Do we know anyone can post through to the Japanese government?
I mean, if you're somehow in Japan right now, it's still there.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just being dismantled, so I don't know how long it's going to take. But if you can go there before it's fully gone, definitely do it.
I wonder if I don't know how much COVID affects building work and stuff, because there was a lot going on in Japan. Obviously they were repairing Disneyland while we were there, but also from the typhoon, but also they were making new areas, and they were building that Super Mario World in Universal.
Which is due to open.
Is it done? Is it?
I think it's done. Yeah.
That's cool. Because that's what I was wondering. Has all that stuff been pushed back now, or are they still working?
No,
on
I
it?
think at least from here, at least building work still goes on. It's just that they have a lot less people in doing the work.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's just the same globally.
I hope so, because that means when we go
you never
back,
really see people there anyway, do you?
there'll
It's
be
just
new
the
stuff.
workers. Yeah. Well, I assume as well, because I believe the Mario World is done. That's just everywhere's having the same sort of treatment, where they might still be working on it, just with a lot less people there. Because it makes sense, because there's no one really there you're gonna bump into apart from people you work with. Which, if you reduce the amount of people that are working on it, it's probably gonna be not very many.
True.
So, probably the ideal time to be building it, because you don't have to consider tourists and guests and all sorts. Yeah, so I'd imagine they still are working on these things. Alright, I'll take us into a nice story. If you are in Takashita Street, and you fancy a little bit of jewellery or whatever, you can go and see James's future wife.
God's sake. I knew this would come up at some
Who
point.
I'm sure is watching this.
Hey, listen, it's Harajuku. I've got to mention it, surely. I don't even know what the shop's called, but
I knew at one point, and then I found, amazingly, and this isn't weird, but I found it on Google Street View, and I was like, there it is. There's the shop.
This
Not
isn't
weird
weird.
though. Not weird.
Promise.
yeah.
But I've since forgotten.
Did you find? Okay, you've forgotten. I'll find it now. But basically, there is an ongoing inside joke that the girl that works in this ring shop,
Ring
is gonna
lady.
be James's future ring lady,
Commonly
is
known as
what
Ring
she's
Lady.
commonly known as, yeah.
Not
AKA
Ring Girl,
Ring
who
Lady.
is a very spooky girl from the movie, but Ring Lady.
Yeah. If you're also a female watching this, there was at one point we went in, there was a ring man. So could be your future husband, or even if you're a man as well. Don't know, whichever way you swing.
Whatever
I don't
you're
really
into.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you're into.
Just stay away from Ring
But
Lady.
the lady, the lady is reserved. Apparently.
James has tips.
So there's a famous piece of FishStakes law in Takeshita Street for you.
She's got a neck tattoo, so you'll know her if you see her.
Yeah, wasn't the two?
She's
women
the
right
only
there?
woman with a neck tattoo.
She probably is
There
in
was two-
Flippin' Tokyo.
Maybe.
That's
probably, yeah.
brave,
Probably
getting
right,
a neck tattoo
yeah.
in Tokyo.
Yeah, probably correct. But yeah, so there's some FishStakes law for you. I'm just trying to find what the name of it is now.
It is a good shop. They do really nice jewelry for everyone, and then they've got souvenirs and stuff as well. Because I got magnets.
I should mention the this chain. So basically, I got this from a different, the actual necklace part from a different store, but the chain they sold it with was awful, and I got this chain from that shop, and it's way better.
These rings are from our shop.
Normally, I have an issue with getting necklace chains because either they're shit or they irritate or whatever. But that one, I've worn it for nearly 2 years now, and it's still all right. Good, solid steel.
Yeah, because they have regular
fine.
jewelry and then anime jewelry as well, didn't they? Like,
Yeah, this is a Naruto ring, Ibakin.
There you go.
There you go.
And
I know you guys can't see it, but they can.
Do you want to tell a story about when you got the ring? What you didn't realize it was?
That's this ring, the one ring right here. Turns out it's a mood ring. So when I when you go in, they've got all rings on display to look at, and in the little display thing, it was a black. It's the one ring, but it was black with the Elvish on it was in gold. So it was like a black and gold ring, and I was like, that looks sick. I want it. And then, obviously, they don't have all the sizes out. They just have the different rings. So you take the ring you want to ring lady, and you go, yo, what's happening? And then you go,
don't go, yo, what's happening?
Yeah, and then you're like, I want this ring in my size, if you've got it. And then they bring out the little ring sizer rings. They find your size. Then they go in the back and they bring out a tray of all the rings in your size. So then you got to look through, find the one you want. So I found the one ring. There it was, black and gold. It's all good. Took it out, put it on. And then I was like, oh no, wait, it's not black and gold. This one's like brown. Brown.
I noticed it. I was like, hang on, it's not the same one because it's brown there. And you went, oh yeah.
So then I put it down because there was multiple of the same design. So I got a different one and tried that one on. And then the same thing happened. And I was like, am I going mental here? Like, why are they? None of them were black and gold. But like, I swear it was black and gold. And then realised, it was you that realised on it?
It was me that realised. Yeah. I was like, that's got to be a mood ring, surely.
Yeah, it was a mood ring.
And then I think you took it off and just sort of held it like that for a while.
Yeah, and it went green.
And it went green or blue or something, and went, yeah, it's a mood ring.
What colour is it now?
Right now it is blue. I don't know if
don't know what that.
I don't know what blue means.
Yeah,
Google what blue means.
I'm guessing based on the Pixar film, but sadness.
Oh.
Probably.
Because we're talking about Ring Lady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't. I remember. Oh, by the way, also we went back one day, so he obviously got that on the original day we went. But then there was a time when he mentioned that we went back of an evening. It was just me and James. He went back to propose, and that's when we found that there wasn't a ring lady, there was a ring man, and he was upset.
Yep.
Because ring lady was not there.
It's true facts.
And he was blue that day.
He had this plan where he was gonna get a ring and just ask her to pick one out for him, and then go with that ring and go, "Will you marry me?" to her.
When you go back, you should find out what colour love is, and go and be like, "Look at the ring."
But
marry me.
But
yeah, just don't put it on your middle finger.
But I can't control what colour the ring goes. That seems like a. That
yeah, but like you love it, don't you? So
it'll go like the colour of hatred, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah, it'll be love up until you up it, and then it'll go hatred, and you'll be like, slap you in the face. But yeah, so there's some more lore.
Maybe if we can find the name, we'll stick it in the description.
I've found it. It's got no sign on top of it though, to sort of indicate. Oh, actually, can I? It's in Japanese. Let me translate it. Ruo. Someone talk about something while I'm doing this. Nice. Solid.
Good stuff. Good work.
Ruo Chokumen.
Ruo Chokumen.
Yeah. Apparently. That is using Google Translate though, so I don't know if that is
Google Translate be dodgy.
But they also had like a bunch of cool lighters there as well.
Yeah, I wanted to get one because I've always wanted one of those like
the
flip
Zippo,
lighters.
yeah,
the Zippo flip lighters, but couldn't settle on one.
But there are a bunch of cool ones.
But there's
also like even like these rings that I've got like a regular normal looking ring, but they had some mental ring designs like proper like skulls and like samurai helmets and all sorts of mad, just like
not all of them, but just some of them like proper gothic-y style. Yeah. Like they had those rings that like cover your whole finger, which is just a
finger
claw.
Spikes. Yes, yeah, all of them.
So if you're into that, which I mean they're pretty cool. I wouldn't class yourself as a goth,
good for
but
cosplay.
They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had some t-shirts. I think at the back as well they had some t-shirts and some figures and stuff as well.
So. And chains and pendants as well. All sorts of stuff going on in there.
Good.
It's cool.
There is also, if you're very boring and don't want to try some Asian cuisine, there is a McDonald's right at the top of it.
I mean,
But
I mean,
although
even if you're not
saying
very
that,
boring, Japanese Mackey's.
yes, saying that the Japanese Mackey's is phenomenal because they have
God,
chicken
yeah.
teriyaki burgers and
Oh, I miss it.
although I will say, if you're gonna go to a Japanese Mackey's, probably don't go to the Harajuku one because it's gonna be so
Busy.
busy. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's Mackey's everywhere. Pick a different one.
yeah. But if you need something, if you need some food
Yeah.
quick
If you're
and you
craving a
don't want to
Mackey's,
try somewhere else,
You don't want a
Yeah.
rainbow cheese
cheese,
toasties.
toasties. Yeah.
which why wouldn't you?
I mean, why wouldn't they? That's the question.
Well, to be fair, if you'd offer me like rainbow cheese toasty or chicken teriyaki burger,
Oh yeah, fair enough. No,
But
actually, I'd
you
probably
can-
still take the.
Yeah, I'd probably still go with the rainbow cheese toasty.
I wouldn't. I'd go with the teriyaki burger.
For
But
the-
is
like,
this
the
a
first
is this a
time seeing
one-time
it.
deal? Because I can go home and get the chicken teriyaki burger from like off over the road from the hotel, but have the rainbow cheese right now.
I suppose.
All things to think about.
Just
Yeah,
think,
plan your
plan
trip
ahead.
to Harajuku.
yeah, think about
carefully.
what food you're having. It's important.
We should probably talk more on the bloody animal cafes because they're like
Well,
a
we
big point
did.
that people go.
we went into detail about the Shiba one in a previous
Yeah.
episode, didn't we? Like we
Yeah.
We
talked
did.
about that one.
I think so. I'll just go into briefly not briefly, but I'll try and just fill up some time with this. But I think the other ones will work slightly differerently. Like the Shiba, are kind of there's a set list of rules that you've got to follow. You can't stroke the dog from the top. You've got to sort of like let him come to you, so sort of not scare them and stuff. I imagine that works the same, but probably more restricted on like the Owl Cafe and the Pig Cafe.
Yeah, it depends on.
I
the
know.
animal.
I know. With the owl one, you have like everyone gets a set little time where they can come up and take a photo with the owl, and like
Yeah, they
it'll
can
sit
hold them.
like on your shoulder, or you can hold it on
Oh,
like your
cool.
finger, and get a photo of it. So yeah, everyone gets a chance to have like a proper little photo of it and stuff. But your time with the animals is limited because
Yeah,
it's not the same as like a dog or a cat cafe where they're just running around the whole time and you can play with whatever comes up to you. Because owls are a bit more timid creatures. They're sort of kept, and then you go up one by one and interact
Yeah.
with them and get a photo and stuff. I don't know about the
Yeah.
hedgehogs. There is a hedgehog cafe as well there, but don't really know how that one works.
they're also pretty timid creatures. I imagine you can, same sort of thing. You can eat and drink what you want, and then you can go up and choose to hold them.
Yeah, I can't imagine just a
Or
cafe
not.
where hedgehogs are just running about. So I feel like
No, because they're
No,
really small.
they-
So.
yeah.
They're really small and they're very timid, so they'll just ball up straight away. But I imagine there's a place where you can same sort of thing, but obviously you don't just get to hold them on your shoulder or whatever. You can just go and pick them up and have a photo with them like that if you're brave enough. Sometimes they can hurt. I speak from experience.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog was a bad man, so he'll get you. Don't mess with him.
I should have came up with that, but some context, I used to own some hedgehogs, and the fucking names I picked, I should have picked Shadow. I had fucking Eggnog the Hedgehog, Harley Quill, and what was the
That's
other one?
genius.
I did have Sonic. Sonic was the first one. So I did have Sonic.
There must be a million hedgehogs out there called Sonic though.
Yeah, but I'm
every
not creative.
every kid must get a hedgehog and call it Sonic.
But I'm not creative.
It's true. Harley
I mean,
Quill
Harley
is
Quill-
pretty good. Like
Yeah, Harley Quill was alright. Eggnog wasn't mine. Someone
I
else,
love
a family
Eggnog.
member picked that. Should have picked Shadow. Shadow's a cool name. Shadow the Hedgehog. But yeah, I imagine. Actually, we should probably mention again. We had an issue with, well, not we personally, but there was an issue or an incident involving some rude guests at the Shibuya Cafe. Kind of the same thing outside the Owl Cafe. So basically, they're trying to entice you in by showing you. There was a guy standing outside with an owl either on his arm or on his shoulder, trying to be like, "Yo, this could be you if you come into the restaurant and, pay or whatever." And there was a guy who was just outside who wanted to just keep like taking the owl for a photo, and he was just proper bothering the guy with the owl. Do you remember that?
Be respectful of the
Yeah.
animals, innit?
Be respectful of the people who are just trying to do their job as well.
Yeah, everyone involved.
It's just like the guy's just there to try and like bring people into the cafe or whatever. If you want to go and get a picture with the owl, pay to go inside and get a picture with the owl. Don't be just trying to like cheat your way into a photo or whatever.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
be
what?
respectful.
Yeah.
Do you remember what episode it was where we spoke about the Shibuya Cafe?
I want to say 5 for some reason. I can
I'll say
find out
2.
now. I will find out.
Just gonna say, go and check out that episode.
We had-
if
we
you want
had
to hear it.
different-
There's no point in
we had
repeating it, but if
different,
you wanna,
Episodes.
We'll put it in
I
the
think.
description.
Yeah, well, we can
So,
put both of the
check it out.
links to the... Unfortunately, if you're on Spotify or
Oh, yeah.
whatever,
If you're on Spotify, go check out the
Website.
podcast on YouTube
yeah.
and vice versa.
Although they're not on the FishStakes channel, they're on our independent channels, which are SilverSennin and Poison Rogue.
Oh, is this the vlogs?
Yeah,
Oh,
Did-
okay.
did
Yeah.
we not?
Check out
I'm
the podcast
sure.
on YouTube and the vlogs.
I'm sure we have
I
spoke about the Shiba thing in a
Yeah.
podcast. Though.
have we?
We definitely
I'm
have.
sure
I
we
remember
have.
speaking about it.
What episode would that have been, though?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to think. But if we have,
Well, either way,
it'll be in the description.
in our vlogs and our vlog series, mine is episode 5, and were you usually a day ahead or before or behind?
Ahead, maybe? Because I think my day 1 was the arrival, and you just called it arrival day, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think I was a day ahead, basically.
Well, then it would be episode 6 for James. Oh no, hang on, no, it's 3. You
What's
didn't do an
the rule?
arrival day. Because there was a day we went to the Pokemon Center in the morning and then went back.
Yeah,
So it was
just
episode 3 for you.
just watch all of them.
Yeah, just go watch all of them. They're all good. So yeah, just be respectful. Don't be an asshole. They should train the animals like a kill word. So that if anyone starts being a knobhead, they can just be like, sick 'em.
I feel
Then
like,
a bunch of pigs just run towards you.
dude, pigs will eat you. Pigs are like
Pigs
they don't mess
will
about.
fuck you up. Yeah,
Yeah.
pigs will fuck you up.
Brutal.
They eat everything, even the bones. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Yum.
Probably the only one you could take is hedgehogs, but if there's a bloody 1,000 of them charged out here, you're fucked.
Shooting the spikes.
Especially Sonic.
What do you think hedgehogs can do?
Sonic will run rings around you.
Shoot the spikes.
Shoot the spike.
That's what they do. They roll up in a ball and then they just launch all their spikes.
It's like a spike grenade.
They just go, ugh, and they all come out the back and fly.
Just imagine like some sort of Call of Duty rip-off where there's a guy just picks out a hedgehog and rolls it into the room and just
Yep.
blows up the spikes. This is what
Sick.
fuck touristy stuff. This is what you stay for. This is the conversation in the podcast you stay for.
Title of this
Yeah.
episode should be Hedgehog Grenade.
No, it will be now. It will be now. So if you clicked on this video wondering why is it called Hedgehog Grenade, after an hour and 3 minutes, now you know.
Yep.
Anyway, that should probably wrap us up at the end there, pretty
Yeah.
nicely. Purely because I'm scared of what the next topic we'll
It's
go
all gone
into
full
is. If we're
circle.
talking about hedgehog grenades, what do we thought? What's the next thing gonna be? So stay tuned for the next episode. We haven't decided what it'll be yet, but you'll get a nice surprise when we do the video.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like down below, comment and subscribe, and then just like the bell.
Slap that bell.
And if you're listening to on Spotify, make sure to give it a like and share it amongst your friends.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
or any other podcasting outlet. To be honest, I think we're on multiple now because of
Yeah,
the
if
tool we use. But yeah,
If it's a star-based system, give us 5. If it isn't, just
or the maximum that it can give.
Yeah.
If it's 3, give us 3. If it's 5, give us
that's true. If it's 10, don't give us 5. Let pin hell.
5.
But yeah, we'll see you next time for whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Japan.
It'll be Japan.
It'll definitely be
Japan.
Japanese. Don't worry about that.
Not in Japanese, but about Japan.
But it will one day hopefully be in Japan when COVID ends. That's the plan.
Oh, 100%. It will. There'll be at least one episode of us in Japan.
At least one,
100%.
probably 2. I'm gonna push for 2, but at least one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push for one each week and do 2, but we'll
and
see.
possibly a vlog of us playing 5-a-side football with some Japanese businessmen.
That might happen. It's it's on the table. Let's just say that.
Maybe if James proposing as
Being
well.
arranged. Oh yeah, and James's proposal vlog, wedding day vlog. What you call them?
Maybe that traditional wedding is the one you can take pictures of when you go.
Yeah.
How
maybe
traditional is that
be-
though for me to be there?
I mean, you're respecting
You
their
can have a
culture.
traditional Japanese weapon.
Weapon. I've got 2. Got 2
Can
of
we
them.
end the episode?
He brings his sword to his wedding. It's just like a knighting.
Right,
You are
I
now
think-
my wife.
I think that's where we end this episode.
Yeah, we should have ended a good 10 minutes ago. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.
Not done
Bye.
it.
Sorry.
Oh, dude, pigs will eat you. Pigs are like, they don't mess about.